Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where a police chief made a suspicious arrest and then tried to confiscate a woman's phone just because she recorded him. On June 3, 2022, Elmira Police Department's Chief Anthony Alvarez reported an emergency that quickly dispatched patrol cars to his location. In a parking area, Chief Alvarez witnessed two black men engaged in a rather aggressive verbal altercation. Choosing to step in without revealing his official capacity, as he was dressed in plain clothes, Chief Alvarez found himself threatened by one of the men, namely Mr. Isaiah Bowman Thomas, who implied he had a knife. Chief Alvarez then promptly went on to draw his firearm allegedly with the intention of de-escalating the situation. As he did so, other officers arrived and detained Mr. Bowman Thomas without delay. The following body cam captured the instance when officers placed Mr. Bowman Thomas in handcuffs, but the situation was soon about to turn outrageous as they shifted their attention to an innocent woman.
Huh? You want to treat the black people like this. Watch this.
Alright, we're rolling on your side. Easy, easy, easy.
Watch this. Watch how you guys let me...
got a couple more knives.
Yeah, I got one more knife.
Where is it?
I just showed you. It's right here.
Alright.
It's right
Don't
here.
roll too.
No, don't go in there. It's right there in my pocket. You just see the black piece in this fork. In my pocket. You don't feel that? You don't feel that?
Okay.
You don't feel that, right? Don't worry. Watch how they treat this black people. Watch this. It's all on camera. I will have your job. Yeah, I'm allowed to have my phones too.
You can have your phones.
Yeah, I'm allowed to have all
There's
that.
no more knives.
There's no more
I believe you, but I still
Now
have
get
to
off
make
me.
sure.
Now get the fuck off. I'm allowed to have my knives on. I'm allowed to have my phones on. This is how y'all want to treat black people? Y'all want to harass black people? Don't worry about it.
Alright. We're gonna stand you up, alright?
I can get up on my own.
Well, I want to help you because you
I don't
want
need
to
help. I can get up on my own. I didn't
Sit up.
I didn't do this. I get up on my own.
Okay.
Don't worry, boy. Don't worry about it.
You want to fight me with this in your hand?
Never wanted to fight you with that in my hand. Look at you talking about. Now you're harassing me. Now you're violating my rights.
Here, over this way.
Now you're violating my
keep it.
rights. Get me out of here. I ain't got no warrant, so where am I going? You cannot take me to jail because I didn't do nothing. Now what are y'all doing? So now, hold up. What am I being detained for? I don't have no warrants.
Just keys?
Yeah.
Alright, just slide in.
I don't have no warrants. So what am I being
Slide
detained
in.
for? What am I being detained for?
Threatened me with a knife. I don't know what else more to tell you. Hello. What's up? Everything good? He was fighting with a guy on the other side of the street. Challenged each other. I just pulled up and said, you guys done? He asked me if I wanted to fight. I said, I want you to move along. Come on.
What am I being arrested for? I want answers. What am I being arrested for?
Commissar 201.
What the am I being arrested for? You have the right. I have the right to know. This is what we doing, right? Don't worry. I want a lawsuit. What am I being arrested for? Y'all had no reason to throw me in handcuffs. What am I being arrested for?
Well, that will be discussed shortly.
No, I want to know some type of answer.
Well, I'm not the one pressing the charges, so you'll have to
press
talk.
charges.
Alright.
Nobody press charges.
Okay.
I haven't even done that. Why don't y'all got your body cameras on?
It is on.
It's not on.
Okay.
He didn't have no body camera on. Yeah.
Though this initial arrest was already questionable, the incident took another turn when Chief Alvarez noticed a woman, Miss Amy Jo, approximately 15 feet away, who apparently recorded the entire ordeal on her mobile phone. Under the Supreme Court's decision in Frazier v. Evans, it is affirmed that the public holds the right to record police officers and their activities in public spaces. This reinforces the First Amendment right, which states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Despite these clear legal protections and rights afforded to citizens, the subsequent actions of the police chief and the officers will show how negligent they were.
You saw the whole thing? Please came at me with a knife? When did you start recording?
When you pulled your gun
Did
on
I pull
him?
my gun out on him?
Yep.
Good, because they still had the knife in his hands.
Well,
I'm gonna need their information.
I was
to get
gonna
the
say no. I didn't record. I didn't record
Can we
nothing.
check
up
that,
until-
please? Make sure
No.
you don't record this evidential effects, because I don't have a camera on my car and I don't have a body cam,
Well, you should.
but it's evidence. So if you
No.
caught him with a knife in his hand,
I did not.
that would help me with my
I did
criminal
not. I
case.
just said I did not.
Can we check?
Then what's the point of this?
Why are you
If you
filming?
didn't have it? If the whole point is to get evidence for a criminal matter.
Now it appears as if the chief was making contact with the woman in an attempt to gather some evidence that may justify his actions when dealing with the initial suspect, who was on his way to jail at this point. This is another questionable action. But anyway, it's crucial to clarify that the officer's claim concerning the purpose of recording is incorrect. He suggests that recording is solely for providing evidence in criminal cases, which is misleading. As previously mentioned, the right to record is a liberty granted to citizens, and they are under no obligation to surrender their recordings to law enforcement. It's stated that if you're lawfully recording and an officer demands your phone, you're not legally required to give it to them. Unless the police have a search warrant or you're under arrest, the police probably have no grounds for taking your phone.
What if I was doing it for the benefit of you and now y'all are coming at me with
I am, I know. Can I have the video for the benefit?
No, you cannot because it's...
So you're not doing it for the benefit?
This is not my phone.
It doesn't matter.
You're in possession of
It
it.
does.
No, it doesn't.
That's
man.
not my car. I'm controlling it. It's the City of Elmira's car.
Good. Can I have it?
No.
There's no reason for you to have it.
Shit.
I mean...
Anyway, so we're going to get your name because you're witnesses to this. I have
That's
to for
all
my
right.
UPR.
No, you don't.
I mean my,
No, you do not.
not UPR, my use
No,
of
you do
force
not.
report. Yes,
Note that New York has no laws that require you to provide the police with your ID. In fact, you don't even have to keep an identification card on you when you're out in public. The chief is essentially trying to do whatever he can to get his hands on Amy's phone, which is, by extension, an attempt to violate her Fourth Amendment, which makes it clear that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Taking her phone constitutes a violation of her Fourth Amendment protections, as further clarified by the Supreme Court in Riley v. California, where Chief Justice John Roberts, in his majority opinion, noted that since digital information on a cell phone does not pose a threat to law enforcement officers and cannot assist someone in escaping arrest, there is no urgency that justifies a police officer in searching the data on someone's phone without proper legal authority.
So you're just out here just to be jerks and harass
Please
us,
get
right?
the names.
Yeah, like seriously. Like this is ridiculous. We didn't do anything wrong or illegal, yet you guys are not even remotely
Yo, neither
cooperating
did
with us.
I.
But
I did not do anything.
no, but you're not cooperating in a criminal investigation. That's ridiculous. It'd be one
I-
thing if you just walked by.
All
and you-
I did
But you're
was
blatantly
see-
here.
All I did was see something
What did you
that
see?
happened.
Oh, something. So then what's the
I
point
see-
of, so just nothing. You just saw nothing.
Yo, yeah, get the f*** out of here.
Miss?
This
Hey,
is,
stop.
no, whoa.
Stop. Don't approach her.
Get out of my car.
We're not in your car. Back off or you're going to jail. We're not getting in your car.
You're not going to tell me to get away from my car.
Please back away from this.
Right. There's no reason to approach
Please
the chief
back away
like
from
that.
my
I have every
car.
right to look at cars. It's called B&T.
Oh, I'm going to go look at your car then, all right?
You're not identifying yourself, so I'm going to use your vehicle.
You're not
as a-
identifying
as a
yourself
potential-
either. Neither one of you
Albert
have identified.
Albert Ass, 4588.
Okay, cool.
So I am going to identify you. You are a potential witness
Okay.
in a criminal matter, and
Okay.
now apparently you want to say that the police are abusing their power.
Whoa. Get out of here, man.
As if tyranny couldn't get any worse, the officer has just tried to grab the phone directly from her hand, yet again disregarding her First and Fourth Amendment rights. Moreover, the chief employs a manipulative strategy where he essentially accuses the woman preemptively, projecting his own misconduct onto her by suggesting she might later allege certain claims. This approach is deeply troubling. It not only reveals that the chief of police, not an average police officer, but rather a role model, is very much aware of his wrongful actions, but also attempting to disguise them at the same time.
No.
We don't need that.
You don't want
You
that,
don't-
Ben?
I
It's
just need
not
your
this.
name.
It's not.
You are going to give us, if this is your vehicle.
I have no problem giving you my name. That's not what
Then
you all
do so.
started. That's not what
If
you
you don't
even
want to
started.
give us the video, we will subpoena it if we need to later. That
Go
is fine.
ahead.
And if you destroy it, it's evidence and it's a felony. So you cannot delete the video. I'm telling you that now. Is that reading
It's
recorded?
not. It's
Yes.
not. It's not. It's not.
So
my
is all
fault.
her
Do
actions.
not if you delete the video, you are destroying evidence, which is a felony in New York State. Okay?
Okay.
You filmed me taking my gun out.
No,
and
I did
pointing it
not.
at him.
I did not.
You've already
film
admitted it.
that.
You said you
I,
did.
I
You've already
said I've
admitted
seen it with my eyes.
Well,
I
put a
didn't
warrant.
record it.
And don't wave your
I
fist
didn't-
at me again.
I didn't.
You wave your fist at me again, I'm gonna arrest you.
I didn't wave my fist at you.
Well,
Watch
that's
freaking. Yeah, I said
That's
this.
two.
Oh my God, get a fucking grip,
Give
bro.
me your driver's license and your registration.
No,
because you
I
drove
am
this
not.
car.
No,
The
I'm not.
you ain't. You're giving it to me because
Whoa,
you have to.
Whoa.
At this point, it's indisputable that the conduct of these officers is far from legal. They are misrepresenting non-existent statutes to coerce the woman, coupled with intimidation tactics and the threat of arrest to force compliance. Such an interaction is entirely illegitimate, with the officers lacking any legal basis for their demands. This interaction is exactly what constitutes official misconduct, as New York Penal Law Section 195.00 outlines that official misconduct occurs when a public servant commits an act relating to their office but constituting an unauthorized exercise of their official functions, knowing that such an act is unauthorized. It's also important to highlight the nature of the language used by Chief Alvarez during this exchange. Using such profanity while basically yelling at Amy simply displays pure unprofessionalism.
You don't have a choice but to identify yourself. You have to identify yourself.
What did I do?
You drove a car. Let me see your driver's license to make sure that you are a registered driver.
Okay.
You inserted yourself into the situation, man.
No.
We did nothing to you.
No.
That's fine.
We had nothing to do with you until you inserted yourself and started filming. Okay? So now, guess what?
Listen, you need to lose the attitude because I was going to start being cooperative with you until you tell me to give me my
license, registration, insurance card, please.
No.
Yes.
You're out of your mind. I will
Then you will
gladly
be under arrest for obstruction.
The chief has yet again thrown another threat at her, arresting her with obstruction if she doesn't comply. New York Penal Law Section 195.05, obstructing governmental administration in the second degree, states, a person is guilty of obstructing governmental administration when he or she intentionally obstructs, impairs, or perverts the administration of law or other governmental function, or prevents or attempts to prevent a public servant from performing an official function by means of intimidation, physical force or interference, or by means of an independently unlawful act, or by means of interfering, whether or not physical force is involved, with radio, telephone, television, or other telecommunications system, owned or operated by the state or a county, city, town, village, fire district, or emergency medical service, or by means of releasing a dangerous animal, under circumstances evincing the actor's intent that the animal obstruct governmental administration. It is worth noting that this law cannot be used to penalize those who are simply exercising their rights, such as recording police activity in public, which is actually a protected act under New York state laws, as long as such recording does not truly interfere with the officer's ability to perform their lawful duties. Since none of these conditions were met in this case, she is yet again a victim of intimidation. It doesn't stop here.
I will gladly give you my license. I have to get in the car to get it.
Then
Where
go
is
ahead
it?
and do that, please.
Well, I'm not retrieving it, but just
It's in my bag.
that black one right there?
No, the one. Oh, Jesus. You know that's a gift.
This?
That's a gift for my boyfriend.
We'll give it back. It's just we're holding it for safety right now.
That's fine with me. My blue bag is right here.
Okay.
Okay, I can't get it.
She should not be reaching into the car.
She gave her permission to. I heard it. She's kept an eye on it.
We ain't doing nothing like y'all are thinking, so just
For some reason, you want
cooperating at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
The sooner we get your ID, the sooner we leave.
I'm working on
Okay.
it. I just got my bag up here. Good music. Man, I got stuff that's melting. Oh. There you are, sir, ma'am, sirs. Sorry, that's a joke that I do have. Bad joke timing. Bad timing joke.
Ma'am, this is your car. Not you own it. This is the one you're driving. You're operating at the
Yes,
moment.
I own it.
Oh, you do own it?
I do.
Okay.
203.
My papers are in here.
I have a license plate, Lincoln Young, David, 170.
Following the officer's coercive tactics and pressure, Amy, perhaps not fully aware of her rights, complies and hands over her identification. Subsequently, the officers bring up additional questions about her license, which just goes to show that the officers were now retaliating just because she refused to comply with their unlawful demands.
06, Pennsylvania plate.
Amy Joe's the first name, or is Amy the first name and Joe?
Yep.
Both first names, or is Joe the middle?
No.
This is a registration request or traffic stop.
Registration request, please.
Where do you live in these days? Still.
Bank valid through 4/2023 on a 2006 Pontiac with Amy McNett on a noise in PA.
That's her.
Have him add the registered owner to my blotter.
She's got a PA license. Just check for SNRs in New York. Suspensions.
You have the license number, date of birth. He doesn't provide that.
The inquiry into her address seems to be a method used to determine where to serve her a subpoena, which is essentially an order issued to an individual to compel them to attend court. Recognizing that Amy was resistant to giving away her phone to them, they're now abusing a malicious alternative.
Since you guys were so interested in this, I'll give you a rundown of what was going on. Are you still filming? Got it, ready? I was driving north on College Avenue.
Chief wants those two
Yep.
on
I
his
saw
blotter.
two men
Yep.
making
You didn't talk to Comm Center about this?
Not her yet.
Comm Center 3.
203.
Additional subject for the Chief's blotter, also 29 check. Charlie Peters. Last name Paul, Edward, Tom, Edward, Robert, Sam. First name Charlie, common spelling. Because all too often, I walk away with them because I forget I have them. And it's really hard to track people down.
As you have on video, I eventually put it away once he laid down on the ground and was being cooperative. So, that is it. That's the extent of this. And I'm just curious why you wouldn't want to share that video to prove my case against somebody that was trying to get in fights with
It wasn't that I didn't want to share it. It was that you wanted to take my...
It's quite unusual that the chief is recounting the entire incident to Amy, perhaps in an attempt to solidify his version of events in her mind. By doing this, he might be hoping to manipulate what she saw, potentially influencing her to align her version of events with his. Following his recap, he suggests that mere curiosity is why he prolonged the interaction, questioning why she wouldn't willingly share the video with him. It's important to note that Amy points out she was not simply asked to share the video, rather she was instructed to hand over her phone, which constitutes a breach of her rights. There's a clear distinction between a request and a coercive demand. Moreover, it's important to bear in mind the improper detainment that took place. Detainment by law enforcement is justified only when there is reasonable suspicion of involvement in a crime, necessitating further investigation that could lead to an arrest. Without this condition being met, such detainment is unauthorized and represents misuse of authority by the chief and his officers.
No, I didn't want to.
We asked to
I
see
wanted to send the video. I wanted to see. You said you didn't have a certain part. I wanted to watch the video to see what you had. To see if it, A, if you're being truthful, and B, if it's even worth it.
A, I'm being truthful, and B, no, it wasn't. I didn't start recording until after you were waiting here for probably a couple minutes.
Okay. So you didn't see him pacing back and forth and challenging me.
I saw it.
But not recording.
No, excuse me. I did not see that part of it. I saw you have words with him, and you pull your gun.
Yep. Then what'd you see happen?
And then
When I pulled the gun, what did you do? Then what happened?
He and then went down.
Okay. And did you see him throw the knife?
No.
Could you hear what was being
I was
said?
driving.
Oh, you were in your car?
Yeah.
Hence why you're parked this way. You were just kind of driving, saw it.
You weren't coming out of the store.
No, I was over at Dollar General.
So you didn't hear words from either subject then?
No.
Okay. So you didn't hear words from either subject then?
No.
Okay.
Nope. And I feel bad for y'all for the jobs that you got. I commend y'all for the jobs that you do. But you also have to understand that there are grimy ones with y'all too. And so just putting a camera in somebody's hand and having that seen by the
So it's funny. I've actually can we expand on this because I've had this conversation.
Yes.
So there's grimy cops.
Yeah.
They do evil. They people.
Well,
right? They rob people. Like the grime. We're talking about just the grimy.
We're talking about
the ones that hurt people for no reason, right?
Yep.
Those. So all these things. We know that there are some cops that do this.
Right.
A few, right?
Right.
Can I ask you a question? If one of us was that grimy cop, this is all recorded, so if one of us was that grimy cop, what makes you think that someone that's willing to hurt someone, rob someone, kill someone, would just leave a witness? Why would he do that? You think that cop would not just steal that phone from you? You see what I mean? The mindset doesn't make sense.
It does, because I felt like that's what you were doing. Not just you, but him as well. Like I felt like I was
right. But if we were one of those grimy ones, let's just say if we were,
right.
Why would, even though yes, we were talking, going back and forth with you, but what would stop us from just like blatantly doing something savage to get that phone? We wouldn't, unless we were bad, which you would have already seen. You know what I mean? We would cross that line too, wouldn't we? It doesn't make sense.
I also didn't see what had happened. I didn't hear what had transpired. I didn't see that he had a knife.
All right.
So all I saw
But my point
was
is, even if the chief,
if
the chief was one of those grimy ones, as you said, I'm using your term. If he was one of those grimy ones, just pointing guns at people, just out hurting people, I highly doubt he would just let you sit there and record. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you don't know that though.
You know what I mean? If he's willing to go that far, it doesn't make sense.
But there was also, her and someone on a motorcycle right behind us for a while. Mm-hmm. So you just never know.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is police that are out committing violent felonies, the showing of a camera wouldn't stop it. It wouldn't stop a civilian like that.
Right. But I'm not, you're going from one extreme to the other. There's those ones that are in between as well that are going to push as far as they can absolutely push and possibly push somebody over. You know what I mean?
I see. Because we deal with that on the other hand. Like, so when people are robbing stores, let's say, at gunpoint, and people try to get those on video too, what do you think happens to those witnesses?
Yeah.
They get mugged for that phone. It happens all the time.
Right, of course.
So if that same guy, that same bad guy was wearing a uniform, a gun and a badge, why wouldn't he do the same thing? Right?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's one extreme to the other, you know?
So,
I mean...
Are we good? Are we done? Okay. All right, of course.
Sorry about that. I forgot I had that there.
You can keep it in there. But you got to understand, we're going to just address as a potential threat. It doesn't make it illegal.
No,
we just take it out of the situation and give it back to you just like I did. Yep. Good. Com Center 3. Myself and 2K.
The final exchange implies that the officers might have been dishonest in their treatment of Mr. Bowman Thomas, bringing doubt into the legality of their actions and the possibility of infringement on his civil liberties. The officers made it rather obvious that something was not right. Interestingly, as a result of numerous accounts of misconduct and illicit actions throughout his career, as of January 2023, Alvarez has been dismissed from his role as chief of the Elmira Police Department. Be sure to check out our previous video, where we cover another outrageous police encounter